Hey everybody, Cypher here, and today I got one of the new dungeons for you. This is Shadowpan Monastery, and I'm going to be showing it to you on a Mistweaver healing monk. This is the first boss here, and they did a few things to change Mistweavers. As you heard me talking in the last videos about putting HOTS up and keeping them up with uplift, they don't really want that to happen, so instead of renewing or refreshing uplift, it's just going to add 6 seconds. But as you can see in this first fight, you're still able to do it. The only reason I do use that technique in this fight is because there is a lot of AoE damage towards the end, and it's really the only good option for AoE healing as a monk at the moment. So yeah, you'll see me use that strategy. You got to be a little bit more quick on the buttons though, since you only have 6 seconds to keep everything up. And yeah, as for this boss, I think he's probably the hardest one in here. He's gonna drop lightning things all over the floor, as you'll see soon, and that's gonna be in the first phase. I think he does it the whole fight actually, and you don't ever want to be standing in that. That's gonna kill you pretty quickly. And then in his second phase, he's gonna turn into a dragon, or a cloud serpent rather, and you kill him from 100% to 0, and then he comes back as panda, and that's the lightning on the ground you don't want to stand in. Then in the last phase, he's gonna come back as a panda and do consistent AoE damage to everybody, and that's where you want to burn him and use your better AoE healing abilities. And you can see I am using the uplift technique, just keeping my HOTS up and uplifting every 6 seconds, and I keep having to run into jab to get chi. But as long as I'm doing that, there isn't really much danger or anything else. And here you see him turning into a dragon right now. I think he's either turning into a dragon or he's summoning a dragon. I'm not entirely sure. But there is a big ass dragon right behind him. He does kind of like a cloud breath or a fire breath or something, and it kind of looks like it's hitting everywhere, but even if it is, it's not really doing too much. And the dragon really isn't too difficult. It's after this point that's difficult. Oh, but as you can see right here, he does put up a debuff, which is kind of annoying. It's going to absorb 50,000 healing on everybody, and it's going to do a dot until it's gone. So you have to out-heal it, or do the 50k healing to get it off people. It's that black shield that's on me right now. So that's one of the reasons you have to AoE heal at this fight. And Dragon's going to go down here shortly, and the Panda's going to come back. This instance is definitely big on pandas. Shadowpan Monastery. Alright, he's back now, and he's going to start just electrocuting everybody, as you can see right there. And yeah, you want to burn him quick, because this takes a little bit too long. You're going to start losing people really fast. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the rest of this. I'll let you watch the remainder of this fight. Okay, here we are on the second boss. Guess what? Another panda. Except this guy is an actual monk. He's going to do monkish abilities. Like right now, he's doing Fist of Fury. That Fist of Fury will completely destroy your tank if he doesn't move out of the way. So make sure you tell your tank, get the hell away from that. Does Spinning Crane Kick too. This isn't really too bad on the tank. You don't want the group in there though, because that'll hurt pretty bad. And yeah, in addition to the monk stuff, a little bit later on he's gonna make copies of himself, 2 to be exact, and they're going to be in like a triangle around the room, and they're going to shoot fireballs. You want to kill the copies so that there's less fireballs coming around the room. They die pretty quickly, and avoid the fireballs because they hit kind of hard, somewhere between 30 and 50k. And as you can see here, I'm not using AoE healing. I don't have to do the hot uplift tactic, so I'm trying to heal properly. I can actually get a pretty decent amount of damage in because I don't really have to do too much. So there you see I'm using Force Lightning a lot, or well, looks like Force Lightning. I think it's Jade Lightning for the official name, and it actually heals people, but as you'll notice when I'm using it, it just decides to heal the most random person that's not even taking damage or is even below 100% health, so kind of unreliable. Like, it's healing the pet right now, so yeah. And here's where he's teleporting or making copies and shooting fireballs. If you kill the copies quick, dodging those fireballs is super easy. I'm not entirely sure what the red fireball does. He does that every once in a while. But yeah, this is the super annoying part. He is going to pretty much spam this until he's like at 10%. And it takes a while because you got to keep killing the copies, and that's not actually doing damage to him. And now I think he's done making copies. So he's going to start to... He's going to put a debuff on somebody, and he's going to chase that person and do an attack on them. I think he picks me here, right as he's about to die. But we'll wait a second and see. He's doing some channel right now. The tank just moved out of the way. I'm not sure what it did exactly. Didn't do any damage. And yeah, you see the eyes on top of me. He's going to chase me, and he still catches me as I run, and gives me a Zangief spinning pile driver for good measure before he dies. And that's the second boss. Okay, here we got the third boss. This is a Marigar gimmick. For all intents and purposes, he might not actually look like that when the game goes live, because would be the third time we see this animation. This guy really doesn't do anything of importance. He'll stick like a spike in the ground, which I don't think, yeah, you can't really see it coming beforehand, so it just does a little bit of damage and you heal it up. And I think he does a whirlwind on the tank, and it doesn't hit very hard, so yeah, this guy is really nothing to worry about. I think the fight took like a minute total, and yeah, pretty much it for him. So I'll just let you watch the remainder of this guy. Alright, this is the last boss. And as you can see, I got new crap on my screen. That bar is... I think it's called a hatred bar, and you don't want that to fill. So when you want to stop it from going up and send it back down, you hit the button, and it's going to make you meditate. And yeah, and what happens if it does fill, it's going to make your screen super red. You're not going to be able to really see much. And then it's also going to reduce your hit by 90%, and it's going to reduce how much you get healed for by 25%. So yeah, you don't want that to fill up. Then as far as his mechanics go, he's going to summon that orb right there that just pulled us. It's called, I think, Grip of Hatred or something like that. You want to kill those, and there's also hatred essences too. They just do damage on the ground. So when you get pulled, there's going to be a lot more damage you take. So if you just stay on top of those, which isn't very hard, they don't have that much health, you can keep the whole area pretty clean. And just keep making sure your meter isn't full. He also does this like shadow bolt shield, where if you're within the animation of the shadow bolts, you get hit, but inside and outside of it, you're safe from them. They hit for like 10k a second or something. It's not too bad, but I mean, if you're chilling in there, it's not going to be pleasant. These gripping hatred things, they have a cast bar, so you can see exactly when they're going to grip you, which is why I'm able to roll out of them pretty quick. And yeah, you don't want to forget about that button. Almost let mine get full. If it does get full, it's not going to kill you or anything. You can still hit the button. You might start freaking out because your whole screen goes red at that point, but yeah, this guy is not pretty hard as long as you do everything you're supposed to. He's rather simple. And yeah, this group actually listened, and they killed these things pretty quick, so it was even easier than usual. Because even if you leave those up, they're not that bad. They don't grip you as often. But I'd imagine when you have to do this encounter on Heroic, those would probably have to die. And that's kind of a cool shield. I'd love to have one of those. And there you see the cast bar on that grip. It's kind of long. So I imagine if your DPS is super high, you might actually be able to kill it before it goes off, but it's probably always going to grip you once. And he's about to die, and yeah, there he goes. Alright, that was Shadowpan Monastery, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you like, hit like and subscribe.